So we're on the second side now, and we're going to do palpebromalar groove first. All right, so the palpebromalar groove on her left. Can you open your eyes and look to the ceiling? Yeah. You can see sometimes a deepening of the groove here. It's to get it more visible in front of you, to actually see where the palpebromalar groove is located. You can palpate with your finger, and there's the infraorbital rim over here. There is the, let's say, the insertion of the orbicularis retaining ligament over here. And then in between is where we actually want to push up that tissue in order to reduce that groove over here, that depression over there, to restore that youthful transition between the eyelid, the lower lid, and the cheek. So this is exactly where we want our product to be, just distal to the orbital rim, because the intraorbital area is our no-go zone. And so we have to place the product exactly against the orbicularis retaining ligament. Now on the second side, I'm going to show an alternative approach. So instead of the cannula starting from here, I will use the direction of the groove in order to find my entry point. I want to be just lateral to the insertion of the orbicularis oculi muscle, so just over here. Of course, this is an area of high vascularization. There's a lot of veins over here, so we have to be careful with our entry point, and there is, of course, the adhesions of the zygomatic retaining ligaments that will make it a bit more difficult to actually advance through. So you have to be a bit persistent, but I will show you. Can I have some disinfection, please? Thank you. So I will place a little bleb of lidocaine, just subcutaneous, over there. And I will place some anesthesia at the periosteal level. So I palpate with my finger in order to feel the exact position of the infraorbital rim. Then I introduce my needle. I go straight to that area, actually exactly where I want to be, moving with my cannula over the periosteum, for anesthesia purposes, but also for hydrodissection, because this will create a little bit of space between the muscle and the bone in the preperiosteal fat. So I'll use a 23 gauge needle to make my entry point. 1, 2, 3. Just the tip, not the entire needle. And then I will use non-diluted calcium hydroxylepatide that already contains some lidocaine. So I will use the full viscosity of the product. So I introduce the cannula by stretching the skin. Can I have some disinfection before I put it in? Thank you. Thank you. So I introduce the cannula by stretching the skin, rotate, then I'm subcutaneous, but I'm still not deep enough. I want to go in this direction. I have my finger here, my non-dominant hand, my non-dominant index finger, to actually guide my cannula. So I lift up the tissue in front of the cannula, rotate, make a weak spot, and then push through the adhesions, through the retaining ligaments, over the infraorbital rim. Now my cannula is exactly between the infraorbital rim and the, let's say, just next to the orbicularis retaining ligament. I will place my finger just below, give some pressure in order to prevent inferior migration, and I place a retrograde linear thread of approximately 0.1. Massage the product, and I re-advance. Check the tip location. It should always be periosteal here. Should never be in the lateral SUF, because you might blow up that little fat compartment like a little balloon. And as you can see, the palpebromalar groove is almost completely disappeared, restoring that youthful lit cheek crease. Could you open your eyes and look all the way up to the ceiling? You see? There's no more lit cheek crease over here. Just a very nice and even continuation of light reflection without the groove being visible. Excellent. Maybe just here, just because of precision, I'll give you a bit more cheek also.